Alright, this is the final video for the series where I'm dealing with the area of a triangle. In this particular video, I am looking at a triangle where I'm given an area, I'm given two sides, and I've got an unknown included angle. So meaning that included angle is between the two given sides. So I've got theta here. So thetas can be used as x, it could be y, it could be just any kind of variable or letter. In this case, I've just written it as theta. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my area formula, which I found before. So A is equal to half AB sine C. And I'm going to use that formula to rearrange to find theta. So I'm going to put in what I know already. So I know that my area in this case is 7. So I'm going to put that in. So I'm going to go 7 is equal to half times A and B. So these are just A or B here. So A, oops, I'm not going to write A in. I'm going to write 5 times 4 times sine. My angle here is in this case theta. I don't know what the angle is, so I'm just going to keep it as theta. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of sort the situation out. So I don't like it when I've got a lot of multiplication signs, and I don't like fractions. So I'm going to kind of sort that out now. So 7 is equal to, I could do 5 times 4 is 20. So we do half times 20 times by sine theta. Now I'm going to deal with the fraction still. The fraction's still there, so I'm going to keep going. So 7 is equal to half of 20, so which is 10 times sine theta. So now I'm going to rearrange. So I want theta on its own, so there's a few steps I need to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this multiplied by 10. So I'm going to actually divide by 10 on both sides. So I'm going to divide by 10. I might actually just write as a fraction, actually. Whoops. I'm going to divide by 10. On both sides. I'm going to write that down. So 7 over 10 is equal to sine theta. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually still needing to get this theta on its own. And I'm going to do something called the inverse of sine. The inverse of sine is basically the opposite of sine. So you know how we think of the opposite of add is subtract, the opposite of multiply is divide. In this case, the opposite of sine is inverse sine. Same with cosine. So it's like opposite of cosine is inverse cosine. Opposite of tangent is inverse tan. So that's kind of symbolized as this -1 here. On your calculator, usually it's the shift and then of the sine button or the cosine or tan button. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the inverse here. So I'm going to go theta is equal to sine -1 of 7 over 10. So now I've actually successfully got theta on its own. So whenever you get to this point here, that's actually not theta on its own. We actually want it purely on its own, so that's when we apply a sine, inverse sine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this into our calculator and find sine. So just take some time now. So go shift sine. So usually you get that sine -1 on the top there. Put in 7 divided by 10, or if you've got the fraction symbol on your calculator, feel free to use that. Close your bracket. Your answer should be 44.427004. In this case, I'm going to round. So I'm going to round to the nearest 2 decimal places. So depending on your question might say, oh, round to 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places, or the nearest whole angle, or that kind of thing. So in this case, I'm going to round to 2 decimal places. I'm going to look at the one next door and check whether or not it's higher or lower than 5. So in this case, it is higher than 5. So I'm going to round up. So that's going to end up being 44.43. And remember to put your unit. In this case, our unit is a degree symbol. There we go. We finished that series. Thanks guys for watching. Like the video if you really enjoyed it. And yeah, recommend to your friends if they're interested. Thanks guys, and have a good one. Bye.